There you go, straight from Barton. Okay, let me mute this music and we'll get started here. So, okay, as like Barton said, hold yourself back from dancing. You're probably holding yourself back in your business as well. So, hey, welcome to the team call tonight. We got, I will get some hellos from in here. We got a bunch of our guy coaches here. We're actually on a Beachbody man retreat. So we're here Beachbodying up. We're on the team call all together. So there's like 7 of us. There's 7 more of us right here. So we're super excited. I'm going to go through a couple announcements before I announce our speaker for today and the topic and what they're going to be talking about. It's something I'm super excited about. Especially after a diamond retreat we went on in the Dominican Republic, we were talking about the importance of like having a system in place to make sure that everybody's kind of on the same page. So Barton was in the Dominican Republic with us on that event, and I know Scott Hill was, and a bunch of the guys that are coming up here later to our Beachbody man retreat. But there's a couple of things I want you to mark in your calendar, some news. So Lindsay Matway is my sponsor coach. So if you're brand new and you don't know that, Lindsay Matway is my sponsor. The team name is the Bombshell Dynasty. That's why we're called the Team Dynasty. I decided not to take on the name of Bombshell because I just really don't fit that. But she's done for almost 6 years now a team call every Monday night, and a lot of you guys know about that call. But that call has been moved. It's no longer going to be on Monday nights. It's going to be Wednesdays. So write this down. Put it in your calendar on your phone, like a reminder. And I have to give out a shout out to Scott Hill here. His alarm went off like 15 minutes before this call as a reminder for us. And I was like, that's what I like to see, an alarm. So you remember to be on these calls. But Lindsay changed her calls to Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So right around lunchtime, or not Mountain, sorry, Eastern. Sorry, 12:30 Eastern Time. So that would be 9:30 Pacific Time, 10:30 Mountain Time, 11:30 Central Time, and 12:30 Eastern Time. She didn't give us a link because I think it's going to change. It will change every week because she's going to use YouTube Live. Before she was using a program called Instant Presenter, will be on YouTube Live. The link for the call, I'll make sure that I grab that, by Monday or Tuesday, whenever she posts it. And like always, I'll put it into our team page, into the Team Dynasty page, and also my personally sponsored coach page. But here's how it works with that. That call link that I put in there will also be the recording link. So the live call link will be the same link as the recording link. So when you get that whether it's an email from me or on the team page, that link for the YouTube live call Wednesdays at 12:30 Eastern Time, that will also be the recording link if you miss the call live. So I'm also thinking about that. So you guys know I'm thinking about moving Thursday calls into the day as well. I've been giving up my nights for the past 5 years. So I think I'm about ready to start doing it during the day. So I'll let you guys know on that as I kind of decide that this in the next couple of months. But for now, we're still Thursday nights at this time. And then remember, like I said, my coach Lindsay's calls, you guys are always welcome on those 12:30 Eastern Time on Wednesday afternoon. So next thing I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about is we have on April 2nd, was it 2nd? Yeah. April 2nd, Saturday, April 2nd is the next Super Saturday event. So make sure that you put that in your calendar. I'm going to pause right now so you guys can pull up your phone and go to April 2nd, and all of you guys as well. we're pausing here. Go to April 2nd on your calendar, and I'm doing it as well because we had to search for the date right before we got on the call. So Saturday, April 2nd is Super Saturday. I'm putting it in my phone. And then, like, when there's, like, an alert thing, put 2 weeks before or, like, a week before, a day before. Okay, Super Saturday is in my phone. So Super Saturday, your event location is probably not available yet, but it's important that you mark off that day and make it a priority that day that you get to Super Saturday. And then within, like, 6 to 8 weeks of the event happening, you should be able to go into your Coach Online office and find your event location for your local area. So we're super excited about that. We're going to have an awesome Super Saturday in Idaho Falls. And wherever you're at, there's going to be an awesome Super Saturday as well. if you're there, because you guys are all awesome. So one more item of news that I want to talk about and make sure that you guys know about. And I'm going to say it in this way. So I remember as a brand new coach, I started in April of 2011. I joined a team cup. Okay. So get that note, team cup. I joined one, and back when I started like 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, they were 2 months long. Now they're just a month long, but it was 2 months. It was 2 months long. And I remember I was on a team cup, and I'm going to tell you who was on the cup. It was Lindsay Matway was my coach, right? And I was on the team cup, and Melanie Mitro and Shay Stanford and a girl named Laurel. Okay. And what I'm going to tell you guys is obviously Lindsay, Millionaire Club, Shay, Millionaire Club, Melanie Mitro, Millionaire Club, our team, Millionaire Club. So 4 out of 5 of those coaches 5 years later that participated in that team cup that's where their business is at 5 years from now. And I attribute a lot of our success to what I was able to do in that team cup. And I'll tell you why, because I started in April and my goal was Success Club 10 every single month. And I hit Success Club 10 in April, May, June, and then Team Cup was June and July. In those 2 months, I had 32 and 35 Success Club points. And the only reason why is because I was trying so hard to keep up with my coach Lindsay and with Melanie and Shay that I wanted to help contribute to that team and earn the prizes. And it was cool. We won second place in the entire company. And it was really, for me, it was like, if you've heard the story of Roger Bannister in the 4-minute mile, that was like my 4-minute mile where we worked as hard as we could. And we broke that barrier to where we hit Success Club 30, which seemed like impossible at the time. And it helped me believe and know that if my goal of Success Club 10, if I can do 30 that month, that I give everything I can in this team cup, then 10 should be easy every month. So it became more of a easier thing to hit and standard for me after that. So with that being said, team cup registration ends. Sunday's the last day of the month. Monday is the 1st of February. So you have to be all registered for your team cup by Monday. Last week's Thursday night team call, I was not on it. We were sick with the flu, but Eric Myers and those that were on the call, I think Eric let it set up team cups. Everybody was on the call, got put onto a team cup team. If you're not on a team cup right now, I want you to go into the Team Dynasty page or talk to your coach or your sponsor coach or your upline diamond coach and say, I want to be on a team. Because I know right now on the Team Dynasty page, there's coaches saying, hey, I need another member. So there's opportunity for you guys to get on a team. And, if there's 5 of you guys right now that aren't on a team, raise your hand if you're not on a team. Let's do that. Okay. So I see Juliana, Amy, at least on this first screen. So there's 2 people right there. So I want you to go to the Team Dynasty page and even right now, go in there and just type, I need to be on a team cup team so we can make sure we get on a team by the end of the month. So that is all I have for announcements this month. And I'm going to announce this as well because Ken brought this up. If you're looking for an opportunity to grow and be surrounded by people that are going to lift you up and that you want to learn from, we do have Sagi from Body Beast and Hammer and Chisel coming in 2 weeks to East Idaho. So if you've been, I know a lot of you guys, your big goal and dream in life is to go to Idaho and see the potatoes. So if that's on your goal board, feel free to ask me about it. We're doing an event. We're working out live with Sagi. We have 8 amazing speakers like Jennifer Greenberg, Brigitte Linford, Micah Folsom, Sean Bourguignon. I'll be speaking. And so all these amazing coaches are going to be speaking. I know, Eric Myers is flying out from Maui. Lisa Matthews is coming down from Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. So there's people coming from all over the U.S. I have a challenger that's not even a coach flying in from New York City to come to this event and work out with Sagi and to meet all of us. Erica Greer is driving from Seattle. So just know that you guys are all welcome to come. So come party with us. By party, I mean drink a lot of Shakeology and work out. And it'll be a good time. So Erica's flying. So much shorter than driving. So Erica will be flying in from Seattle. So you guys are welcome to come. if you're looking to get out of town and want to go to something awesome. So there'll be 3 hours of personal development and then the workout with Sagi. So now I'm going to announce our call, what we're going to be talking about. We have Lisa Bergman from Florida, and she's going to be speaking on like the purpose of running groups, like team groups together, specifically like Coach Basics groups, clean eating groups, challenge groups, and what is coaching or 5-day coach sneak peek groups. She's going to talk about the purpose of these groups, what each group is for, like what do we do in the group, what are the do's and don'ts of each group, and so that you guys know what I'm doing, because I want to let you guys know what I'm doing, so you guys can emulate that or duplicate that into your own business with your own style and personalities. We're running as a team. I am with my personally sponsored coaches, these 4 groups every month: Coach Basics, Clean Eating Group, Challenge Group, and a Coach Sneak Peek. The same 4 groups every single month on a calendar schedule, so we always know what groups are running, what we can invite people to. So that's what I'm doing with my personally sponsored coaches. So like if you're a really strong Emerald coach or a Diamond coach or Downline coach, what we want you to get from this is kind of an idea of what we do for organization and what kind of groups we run. So if you're looking for that or something like that in your team, so where your team can work together more on groups instead of everybody running challenge groups and stuff alone, you could take this outline or template of what we're doing and then apply it into your team if that's what you need to do, or if you're looking for something like that. So that's the purpose of the call. And so that you guys know at the end, I have a document I've put together. We'll call it like a manual of how I run my Coach Basics group. And my Coach Basics training, like how I do it, is all like in this document manual that I made. And then at the end, I have like a download link to all 4 of these, like how to run all 4 of these groups. So like templates for running Coach Basics, templates for Clean Eating Group, templates for challenge groups, and templates for Coach Sneak Peek, so that when you're ready to run those groups on your own or with your team, if you just ask me for that file, I can send it to you. You can just download these templates and use them, so you don't have to go searching for them. So will that help you guys? Get a thumbs up if that'll help you guys get a little more organized with your teams this year. Okay, so I'm going to introduce Lisa. Lisa's a fairly brand new coach on the team. Within just a couple months of what I'll tell you about her, she always shows up. As with my new coaches and my Coach Basics training, we do a video chat every Tuesday night. She's always there, and she always invites and brings her new coaches there. And because she does that and works together, as a team, she, in her first couple months, has become a Ruby coach. So she's like this close to Diamond. So put your hands together for Lisa for building her business and mentoring her coaches. But that's what she's doing. So that's why I felt that she's very qualified to be here and talk about it, because she's, for the past 3 months, she's helped me run each one of these groups, where she's running one, and then the next month she volunteers to run a challenge group. The next month she's volunteering to run a Coach Sneak Peek group. So she's always showing up, and she's advancing her business in that way. And obviously, to be a Ruby, she has had to mentor and help develop 2 other Emerald coaches in her business. So that is Lisa. So Lisa, I'm going to unmute you and let you take it away, and we'll be here listening. And if you need anything from us, we'll be here.
Okay, cool. So I want to start out saying that all these groups are a lot of fun. However, there's also a purpose to them with our prospects, and they go in order for a certain reason. And again, everything I'm saying here tonight is just a suggestion. You can always do it the way you want, but this is what I myself have found has worked best. And the succession of the groups would be the 5-day clean eating group, and that's really just to get somebody in there that's done absolutely nothing, that has nothing to do with fitness, no Shakeology. They're interested in to see what clean eating is. These are people that you're going to put in a group. It's going to be short. It could be 5 days. It could be 7 days. And you're going to give them a meal plan, a grocery list for that group, for that meal plan, and give some tips and some recipes, maybe some motivation, and every day put some type of engaging post. So ask them a question. You can even ask them, if you want to be bold, ask them to post something on their wall about what they're doing towards the end of the group, and let them know, you can go ahead and post like, how are you feeling and what you've been doing this week on your wall if you want. which will drive more people to you. However, this group has nothing to do with, you don't want to post about fitness program because they didn't join it to do a fitness program, and they didn't join it to hear about Shakeology. In fact, posting about a fitness program and Shakeology can basically scare them away. Because remember, it's only a short few days, and they're just getting a taste of what we do and what our groups are. So you want to go over and above and just make sure you're engaging with them. If you've sent your personal customers to the group and it's a big group, check in with them privately and see how they're doing. It's just a way of getting them involved to move them. So on the last day of this group, or the fourth or fifth day, is when you're going to put some type of post up there letting them know, like, you're going to say something like, did you enjoy your journey? How was your 5 days? Do you want to take it a step further and join us? We'll be starting our next fitness group. Please contact the coach that brought you to this group, and, we'll be starting on whatever date, and let them know the date. And it can be a 21-day group, a 30-day group, whatever you're deciding you're going to do. But the 5-day group is just something to get their feet wet. You don't want to scare them with the shakes and the fitness programs. You can do that once we invite them at the end to the next group. You can do that behind the scenes privately. Don't intimidate other people in the group by doing that. I noticed that when Scotty started doing these groups, and I want to take a minute and say something about that. A lot of us coaches are brand new. And we're excited about what we're doing, and we're excited about the results we're seeing, and we want to rah in these groups, and that's great. However, all 3 of these groups, none of them are the place to do it. What we can do, and what I myself have, is a support group, and I can actually open it up to everybody. It doesn't matter, and I put all my customers in there and all my coaches in there, so they're all in one spot, and everybody can talk about fitness or talk about Shakeology or talk about whatever they want and just rah the whole way through, because that's what people are there for. If they want to stay in the group, fine. If they don't want to stay in the group, and that's the place to do that. These other groups, by doing that, we're just going to scare these people away. They're going to think we're trying to promote something. They're going to think we're trying to sell something. Does this make sense so far to you guys? Give me a thumbs up if it does. Okay, because I tend to babble. Okay, so with your 5-day clean eating group, at the end of it, the 4th day or the 5th day is when you're going to promote the next group. That's the whole purpose of this group to begin with. So you want to get people in something for free and not ask anything of them. Give them a taste of it. You can require them to do some exercise if you want. They can run, they can walk, they can go to the gym. You can tell them to do 10 push-ups and whatever. You can write out your little workouts if you want for them to do along with this. It's up to you what you do. But know in your heart, in your head, that the whole point of this group is to move them on to the next one. And the next group is going to be our 21-day or 30-day or 60-day, whatever you guys choose to do, challenge group. From what I've learned is that the shorter groups are better because people stay consistent. If you have a longer group, and again, this is just my suggestion, longer groups, people don't stay engaged usually. However, the challenge groups are now the place that you're going to start really focusing in on your challengers. You're going to provide really good support and really good accountability and hold them to it. You're going to post 3 to 4 times a day in that group. And you're going to post, tips and recipes and maybe some kind of motivation, because we all know that it's not just about physical and nutrition. It has to be mindset too. So, you can post whatever you want, but make sure that some of your posts are engaging. In the 2nd week of your challenge group, you can go ahead and ask your challengers again, post what you've been doing on your timeline. How are you feeling? Go ahead and post it and let your friends know what you've been doing. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. You can schedule these posts on Hootsuite. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but if not, I guess Scotty might have a video on that. He has a video for everything else. But make sure you engage with them. Even if, every day you want to have a check-in post. Every single day. Now, I've tried it a few ways, and I used to think because I would get bored with the questions every night, they were the same check-in questions. What did you eat? Did you have any struggles? Did you have any breakthroughs? Did you have any triumphs? What was your breakfast? What was your lunch? How do you feel? All these same things were, to me, they were repetitive. However, I did ask these challengers, and tell them when they wanted to go into the next group, and I said, it's going to be the same questions. They said, we don't care. We like the accountability. So it taught me something. Even though I myself was bored with it and thought it was just repetitive and it was getting boring to people, they didn't care. I was doing the same content over and over for a few months with these people, and they still wanted to be in this group. So just make sure you have some type of check-in post that holds them accountable every single day. I myself usually put up a post on the East Coast. I put it up at 7:30 in the morning, 4:15 in the afternoon, and 7:15 p.m. is our check-in. And I do that consistently because I'm OCD like that. So on Hootsuite, I schedule those exact times. And they know to check in at that time. But this group, again, is not for coaches to be talking about, rah, 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 our fitness program and our shakes, because again, you don't want to scare these people off. You can have this challenge group where you require them to be on a challenge pack or just a shake or just a fitness program. It's up to you what you decide to do. I myself let them do either or, because if they're just on a fitness program, when we're asking what was your favorite shake recipe today or something, and the others are posting, the people who are not on the shake are getting intrigued. They want to know what everyone else is doing. If they're just on the shake and they see the other people doing the fitness, well, the same thing with that. They get intrigued and they want to know what's going on. So eventually, most of them will get the part that they're not doing, just by default, because they're seeing it over and over and over and how much it's helping everybody. But again, that one, it's not for coaches to rah Ryan. However, you yourself, if you want, you can participate in it and check in too. I don't, because it's too much work for me to answer all their questions and check in and everything else. But that's up to you, because a lot of people like to do that. But you don't want to have a gazillion coaches in there saying, oh, Body Beast, yes, and hammer and chisel this, and blah, 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 because it's intimidating. You have to remember, these are people who have usually never done anything. They're not used to scrolling the news feed and talking about themselves. I mean, we as coaches, that's our job to do that. They're not at that place yet. So, think before you do that stuff. It's okay a little bit, but to overwhelm them, you don't want to scare them off and say, oh, they're just trying to promote something and get me to buy something else or join their team. And again, at the end of that group, you can start moving towards, how would you feel? How are you liking this? Or, did you enjoy what you were doing? Would you like to do this? Or, we're going to be having a coach sneak peek. Do you think you'd be interested in doing what I do? And again, you can do a lot of talking behind the scenes. You don't have to do it in the group, but you want to, number one, at the end of that group, put up when your next group is coming. You can put up something for a referral from them. And then you can also invite them if they're interested in coaching to our sneak peek. But you want to just go over and above and support them and give them accountability in that group. Make sense? And then the next one, the sneak peek. That one, I haven't done a whole lot of those. However, I've seen a bunch of different groups done. And what I've noticed works well is to 1 to 2 posts a day. Again, these people that are coming to these groups, they're not Beachbody coaches. Most of them don't spend their life on social media. They don't want to sift through a gazillion posts, and they don't want to be intimidated. So again, if there's a bunch of coaches in there saying, oh yeah, I did this and I'm going to do that and coaching rah, 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 they're going to get scared off. It's going to, people can see right through us. So, we just want to give them the facts. We don't want to give them too much information. I wrote something down about this one because I wanted to make sure, when we're giving them information, I learned a while ago with this that, you don't want to talk too much, because sometimes talking too much just scares people away. We tend to sometimes tell them too much, and we can just send them a video or something instead. So, keep the video short, keep the post short, and then ask them to ask questions if they want more information, or talk to them behind the scenes, the people that you invite there. Going in and telling them, well, we're going to read this book, and this book is going to do this for you, and you can do this, and you can do that, and then we're going to go on the computer, and then they're going to get overwhelmed and say, forget it, this is too much for me, I don't want to do this. So sometimes less is better. I don't know. And the thing I want to say about all the groups is there's an option. So again, your choice, but when you have any of these groups, you can let everybody post openly, or you can set the group so that only the administrators of the group can post in the group, and everybody else has to post in the comments. And again, I myself always block it so only the administrators can post, because once again, these people, number one, don't know how to sift through groups like we do. Number two, they don't have time. Some of them are just checking at a stoplight, to see what's going on in that group for the day. And they're just fitting it in thinking, maybe I have time for this. Not I have time, I'm going to make time. They're just saying, I'm going to try this, so let me do the best I can. And if they have to take 10 minutes sifting through everybody's posts, like this one, good job, and that one, you did good today, and I love this video, and stuff that is really senseless to them for the moment, they're not going to do it. They're just going to say, oh, forget it, because now the light turned green and they're going to move on, and they're going to get a phone call and they're not going to go back to the group. So, really, the bottom line with all of these, I think, is we need to remember that people coming in there are not coaches yet. Most of them are not familiar with social media, and their job isn't to spend a lot of time on there. They go on to see friends and to chat, and, some play Farmville or whatever they play these days. I know I myself used to harvest crops every 4 hours, which was silly, but they don't have the time. So less is more in their eyes, and then you can build up to it. And, again, for coaches that want to rah, come on, I'll open my group up for you guys. You can all come in there. All Scotty's coaches can come in there. It's okay. And just have your customers come in there. But it's just not the place in these other groups, because we're trying to move them along. We're trying to go from the 5-day clean eating to them to purchase a program or a product to go into our next group, and then for them to join our team. Do you see the succession here? There's a purpose for all of these. It's not just because we have nothing better to do and we want to run some extra groups to help people. Yes, we want to help them, but we also want to help them get to somewhere. We want to help them get results. We want to show them that being accountable is going to make all the difference in the world for them. Having a coach, being able to help other people and have other people join them on their journey is going to really benefit them, So hopefully this all made sense. I think I got it all, Scotty. Did I? I'm done.
You did awesome. Do you have anything else, or do you want me to recap and hit on some things?
No, go ahead. You have.
Awesome. So let's give Lisa a hand, and I'll say it because each of us one day are going to be presenting on our own team calls, leading our own team calls. She let me know she was super nervous. We talked like 20 minutes before the call started, and so shout out to Lisa for doing her first team call for us. But that's where you start. I remember my first team call with Lindsay. I was like scared out of my mind, and I was like super quiet, and I didn't know how to talk in front of other people. So it all starts somewhere. So thanks.
I did good. I babbled.
You did awesome. No, you did awesome. So I'm just going to recap on it, and I want to show you guys a little bit of something. So one thing I want you to remember, like the purpose of running groups is to, like Lisa said, educate people on what we have, right? If they don't know anything about coaching or eating clean or working out yet, like the clean eating group, what she talked about first, is a great place to teach them just some simple clean eating tips, like stop drinking soda, eat more fresh foods rather than processed foods, like all those basic simple things. And the main point that I heard was like not going in there to these people specifically in a group like that and saying, yeah, I drank my Shakeology and crushed hammer and chisel today, because they're like, what? They're just trying to learn to like stop drinking soda and drink water. So it's understanding what each group's purpose is, what we're trying to educate them about, and then that's kind of what you talk about in that group. So like a group like that, you talk about, I had 8 or I had 4 of these of water today, which is what I'm supposed to be drinking today. So talking about things that they're learning at that point. So each of these groups, I personally with my team run them in that order. Clean eating group, the first Monday of, let me just show you. Is that all right if I just show you guys what I do for my team? So I'm going to share my screen. Let me get a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen here. Can you guys see it? Can you guys see my screen, Lisa? Okay, Lisa and Barton are the ones I can see on there. So I'm going to go to Facebook to my personally sponsored coach page just to show you guys what I'm doing. And you can create something like this. I do this every single month to make it a little bit easier for the team to know what's going on. So, and I put it up maybe 4 or 5 days before the beginning of the month. So this is February calendar. If you notice right here, all the groups that Lisa talked about, I'll recap on them. So this is the first Monday, second Monday, third Monday, fourth Monday. So the day before I have Start Coach Basics. So every first week of the month, we run a Coach Basics group as a team. The second, we run a clean eating, so Start Clean Eating group. The third, Start Challenge group. The fourth, Start Coach Sneak Peek group. And we do this every month, and I create a calendar with a reminder of that, along with the team calls, right? National Wake Up Call, our new coach video chat, Lindsay's team call at 12:30 Eastern time, team call Thursday night, and then just any other things like reminders about Success Club, right? So I create this calendar so that we can remember, and then what we do as a team, so you guys could take this and maybe apply it into your team as well, or if you're my personally sponsored coach and not involved in this yet, just reach out to us so that you can be involved in it, and this is at the top of our PS Coach page. So I have links to all the team calls every time in this, but then what we do is whoever's running the Coach Basics, which is me, Amy, Matt, and Eric, for example, this month. So we will put the February Coach Basics link right here so everybody has access to it. Once Lisa, I need to change that, Lisa. I got the Lisas mixed up on this. Once Alicia, Lisa Matthews, and Alan create the Clean Eating group, they will then come put the link right here so the whole team has access to that group. So that they can participate in that group with us. So that's what I'm doing, at least to keep organized. I'll tell you guys what it does. It takes away so much anxiety, right? I've done this for five years now, and I always ran those groups on my own, but it was always something in my own mind, and I was always late to tell people. I'd be like, okay, crap, I started the Clean Eating group, and on Monday, and I'd be like, anybody you want to invite? And I didn't give people time to invite, right? Or they didn't have any preparation time. So when you can get together like a system like this, where it's the same thing every month, something similar, that way like for example, right now, we're in the middle of the end of January would be our Coach Sneak Peek. So we're going through a Coach Sneak Peek right now. So everybody that signs up as a coach during the Coach Sneak Peek can then come in and join our Coach Basics group, right? That is starting next week. And then the whole rest of the month, we always have somewhere to invite people to the Clean Eating group, to the Challenge group, and then into what is coaching. So throughout the whole month, these entire 4 weeks, every single month, we have something to invite people to when they're interested in learning more or about something or learning how to eat clean or start the fitness. We always have somewhere to invite people to. So if you can create something like that for your team, even if you're a brand new coach or you're an Emerald coach and you have 2 coaches, this is a great way for you to work with those 2 coaches to help them start getting their first challengers, their first people start on fitness program into coaches. And that's what's going to help you become that diamond coach that I know a lot of you guys want to become, is working together with them on having something to invite people to. So how many of you guys, raise your hand if you've ever felt like this before? You've been working on your business, as a brand new coach, you don't know exactly what you're inviting people to do. Raise your hand if you've ever been like that. I'm talking to people, but what am I supposed to invite them to do, right? So this is a great way. Like the end goal is always, so that you guys can remember, to find out what they need in life, whether it's health, fitness, more friendships, more positive relationships, or financial. Find out what they need. And then the answer is always joining as a customer or a coach with a challenge pack. Right? I see that as an answer for every single person that I talk to. So that's the end goal. But all these groups, what it does is our job's not to sell them something. Our job is to educate them on what we have so they can see it and be like, okay, this is what I need. This is what I'm missing and what I need. And I see a dude from our cabin in here, John. I was like, hey, that looks familiar. He's behind me, just logged in. But that's the end goal, right? Is to do that. And then what these groups do is educate them on what we have with Team Beachbody. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, or like I said, these groups that Lisa talked about, we have templates for all of these groups. So, like, if you're like, I've never run a cleaning group, I don't know what to do, like, just ask, or I'll put it in the team page right after I'm done with this call. The clean eating group, for example, there's a template. You can download it. It has posts, like pre-made posts that you can copy and paste and put in every single day of the week. Same with the challenge group. There's pre-made posts or ideas or calendars that you can follow where you can just download all the material. And then, when you're running that group, you can just post those up every month. Same thing with Coach Basics and a Coach Sneak Peek group. And I'm not going to lie, I want to be honest with you guys. My first Coach Sneak Peek group started 3 months ago. I've been a coach for 5 years. And it was funny. I was talking to Janelle Summers. She's like a 3-time or 4-time top 10 coach. Just someone I look up into the business. We're talking about Coach Sneak Peek groups. And she's like, how often do you run them? I'm like, I've never run one before. And she's like, what? You don't run Coach Sneak Peek groups? And that's where I realized where, like, I can get on the phone with somebody and talk to them about their goals and sign them up as a coach or customer. For example, I see Vince on here. I talked to Vince and his girlfriend yesterday. I could talk to them and walk them through the process, answer questions, sign them up. But what I realized as a brand new coach, a lot of times you don't know how to go through that process, how to answer the questions. And that's what these groups do. So if you're not comfortable, until you're comfortable doing that all on your own, these groups are the great place for you to bring your customers in or your prospects, have them, ask questions and we can help you answer them. And we put videos that educate them and teach them. So it helps you educate your customer and your prospect on what we have, whether it's for the fitness side or the business side. So does that help you guys out a little bit? Understand kind of what groups are for on Facebook? Okay. So what I want you guys to do is take action immediately, kind of figure out for yourself, like your calendar. What are you going to do in February? What are you going to do in March? What kind of groups do you want to run? That way, as you get to work on your business tomorrow and the next day and the next day, you know what you're inviting people to. You have an end purpose of where to invite people to. So I want to thank you guys for getting on the call. This call is recorded. And if you have any questions, like I said, just feel free to ask in the team page. We'll make sure that any of these questions get answered. And I will make sure that I upload into the Team Dynasty page my file that I talked about on how I train my new coaches that has access to all the templates of these groups. I'll make sure to put that in right when I'm done with this call. And I think I saw a question real quick. I'll answer. So Bridget asked, what do you use to make your calendar? Honestly, all I did was I went to Google and I searched editable, is that how you say it? Editable calendar. And I just went to the first one and it popped up and all I had to do was type it in. And then all I did is took a screenshot of it. So I typed it in, it was a PDF, and then I just made a screen capture of that calendar. So that's what I do to create mine. So I'll take one more question while we're on here live if you guys want. Does anybody else want to type a question in there that you might have about groups? And if you don't, you can ask later too. Okay. I know someone might be typing, so I don't want to cut it off yet. And it's so tripping me out looking at John stare at me, and I know he's right behind me. Okay. So Erica's asking about those templates. Yes, I'll upload those templates into the Team Dynasty page right now. And then, like I said, you guys are more than welcome to come out to Idaho and hang out with us. Erica, are you in the Team Dynasty page? Oh, well, let me add you in. If you're not in the Team Dynasty page, get a hold of me or someone in here, and we can add you into the team, in the bigger team page. So anyhow, thank you guys for giving some of your time tonight. I know time is important, and you guys all have families. So thank you for giving time to us tonight. This call is recorded. I'll put the recording in the page. I'll put that file up into the page. And Erica, I will add you into the Team Dynasty page. So thank you guys for hopping on, and we will see you guys next week.